Hello folks and welcome back. On this episode we show you how to install the Stromberg's trailer tray on your Casita travel trailer. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We've received a lot of questions from viewers if we had a video from where we did the Stromberg's trailer tray installation on our trailer. And actually, we installed the trailer right after we bought the trailer, which is before we started the channel. So what I've done here is I've removed the tray, and we'll do a video with the installation so you can see what it's like. Now, our tray was installed on the trailer over 4 years ago. There were a couple of minor places that had rust on it. Nothing bad, nothing that affected the operation of the trailer, just normal use. So I contacted Stromberg Carlson, which is the company that makes the trailer tray. Their customer service was excellent, and the president of the company offered to send us a new tray so that I could use it to show you as the viewers how it comes packaged and how it is to install the new tray. Well, let's go ahead and get started here and unbox it so you can see what it looks like when it comes to you when you order it. Now it comes in two boxes. You got an outer box here that I'm cutting off now. And then once you open it up, you'll see that there's an inner box, which helps to protect the tray even more as they're shipping it to you. And also the inner box has a bunch of the information on it, so it could be used in like in a retail sales setup. Now, once we open up the box, we'll go ahead and take everything out of the box so you can see what's included with the tray. And this is what it looks like when it's taken out of the box. You can see there's not a whole lot of parts to it, and it's a pretty easy installation. Now, the first thing you have to do is mount the pockets that the poles go into, and this is what the pockets look like. You got to remember this tray is set up to mount on any RV, so we have to modify or set it up for our Casita. Now, normally it would mount on the outside here, but if I try to mount it out here, it hits my Anderson hitch. So what I figured out on the Casita is I have to actually mount it on the inside of the rail here, and then it mounts with no problem. Now, you do have to put the pole in here before you bolt this down, because otherwise the hitch pole won't fit in there because of the curvature of the trailer. To mount the pockets, we're going to take one bar first, and we'll put it on here, and we'll snug up the bolts but not tighten them up. Now you notice that we have the outside bracket, one of them installed, and it's upside down to the pole bracket here. And that's because we have to be able to miss the Anderson hitch here. And then once we get the pole in, we'll set the second bracket up here. It's got to be upside down also. Now we've installed both brackets and all four bolts, and they're snugged up. They're not torqued down to tighten the specs. That allows us to still turn the bar here. And you can see we missed our Anderson hitch here, so that's what the main thing. And then you've got to make sure that back here that you leave plenty of room so this bar doesn't hit your trailer. Now, like I said, these brackets are snugged up. They're not straight up and down yet, and we'll tighten them up once we get the other side on. Now, on this side, not only do you have to worry about interfering with the Anderson hitch, you also have the wiring here that comes out of your trailer. So we've got to work the bracket around it also. Now I've installed the bracket and the pole, and here again it's just snugged up. You can see I've got plenty of room for my wires, and in fact the main wires back here on the back side, I'm actually going to tie wrap those to the pole up here so they're nice and secure. So now all we have left to do is install our tray at the top and our front bracket on the front. To install the tray on the top, you have to first install the top pole pockets here and these brackets that go along the side, and they just bolt on there. And then after that, we'll go ahead and bolt our tray to it. And this is how you tray bolts to those panels on the side. You'll see right here that you have 3 screws on each side. And then we have to put our front support bracket in, and it's a T-bracket that just sits on our frame here. And then there's a bottom piece underneath, and it just bolts together to hold it firmly in place. And it's kind of tight up here, but you'll be able to get it in there on a Casita with no problem. This is how I did mine. And then the pole goes up here, and it hooks to another bracket right here. And then from there, it hooks to the tray. And that gives you stability on the front of your tray. Now you'll notice that my bar does tilt back a little bit. I had to do it this way so I could get to the switches on my jack. Then you're going to make sure your tray is positioned left and right correctly on your trailer and is in the center. And then you're going to go back and tighten up every bolt that you've installed to this point. And then we're going to install all of these securing bolts that hold everything in place, top and bottom. And the way we do that is on the top up here, you have to first drill these holes out. This is probably the hardest part about installing the tray. And that's because the tray is made for numerous trailers. So that bar is going to rotate in there, so they can't pre-drill this hole. So you'll have to drill it to match your trailer. So once I drill the holes, I'm going to turn around and spray them with rust-resistant paint. And you'll see I've covered my trailer here. And that way, once I put the bolt in there, I don't have to worry about it rusting later. And here's what it looked like with the paint applied to it. And I've already drilled out the hole on both sides and painted both sides. Now once the paint's dry, we'll go ahead and install the bolt. And this is what it looks like with the bolts installed. And then the final two bolts, the two locking bolts that go on the bottom here, you can't drill through because there's no way to get down there and drill. So they provide you with two bolts and it's threaded. So you just screw those in and tighten them down on the holes. And now that we have our tray installed, we'll go ahead and just reinstall our box and our solar panel. And the way we mounted our box, you see the 3 screws on each side coming through the tray. And they're stainless steel so they won't rust. And then now we have our box for our utilities. And one thing you'll notice in my box is I mounted a power box and ran 12 volts. And that's because there's a USB plug-in up there that when I mount the cameras on the trailer when we're traveling, I've got power to go to the cameras. Now let's go ahead and show you what it looks like on the outside with all the wiring connected and securely fastened. And we'll tell you at this point that we believe the Stromberg trailer tray is a must-have for the Casita travel trailer. We wouldn't travel without it. We'll put links down below in the description for the tray. With that being said, if you have any questions, drop me a line. I'll try to answer them. We want to tell you we appreciate your support and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the campground.